Welcome to the tutorial on business communication. Today the chapter is business letters. What is the format of a business letter, or what are the parts of a business letter? We can see heading or letterhead, date, inside address, attention line, subject and reference, salutation or greetings, body of the letter. There are three parts of the body: opening paragraph, main paragraph, closing paragraph, complementary clause, signature, enclosure, copy notation, mailing notation, postscript. So these are the parts of a business letter. Let's see the details of this format. The first part is letterhead, which is used as a return address. Generally, the letterhead or return address is printed in the upper side of a letter. The second part is date. Conventionally, you can write the date as month, day and year. Here is an example, July 18, 2020. But you can also write the date in a abbreviated form like 07-18-20 or July 18-20, but short form is informal and unfavorable. The third part is inside address. This is also known as mailing address. Usually it contains the address of the receiver. It contains the title of the person being addressed. The next part is attention line. Here we can see if you write the company name in the inside address, in that case you should directly mention the specific person to whom you are writing the letter. That means you can use an attention line to direct the letter to a specific officer or a department. The fifth part of the letter is subject line. Subject line tells what the letter is about. You can write the date of previous correspondence, invoice number, order number, or you can also use any previous reference in the subject line. The next part is salutation, which is also known as greeting. Salutation depends on the familiarity with the reader or the formality of the situation. Generally, we start the salutation with dear, but if you don't know and cannot find out the name of any person to whom you are sending the letter, in that case you can mention the position of that person as like that director of human resource or public relation managers, etc. The next part is a body of the letter. In the body of the letter there are three parts: opening paragraph, main paragraph, closing paragraph. In the opening paragraph we mention the purpose of our letter. We can introduce ourselves as a sender of the mail or letter, and in the main paragraph we should include the main information of the letter, and in the closing paragraph we can summarize, also call to action. After the body of the letter we can close by mentioning a complimentary closing. Generally we use the word sincerely. Besides this word, we can also use truly as well as cordially. That is used whenever you have a long-standing friendship with the receiver. And you can also use respectfully. It is generally used when you are sending the letter to a respected person. After the complimentary clause, there should be a signature, and there also the short name and the title of the sender of the mail can be mentioned. After that, you can mention the enclosure, in which you will write about the additional items. If you have any additional items besides the business letter, then you can mention it in the enclosure. The next part is copy notation. Generally, if you need to send the same business letter to the person other than the addressee, in that case you can mention those name or department in the copy notation. Another part is mailing notation. Generally, it is shown in the upper part after the date. It includes the delivery method, examples, special delivery or certified delivery or airmail. And the last part is postscript. Generally, after completing the writing and signed, if you have to mention any important issue, then those afterthought should be shown as a postscript. Let's see the practical format of business letter. We can see a letter here. This is the heading. Generally, this is printed in the upper middle of the page. After that, we can see the date. Then the inside address. This is the inside address. You will write the address and the name of the person to whom you are delivering this letter. After that, you can start with the salutation, and this is the body of the letter. There are 3 parts, and after that you can write the complimentary clause. After that, you can sign, and you can also mention your name and title. Another format we can see, after the letterhead you will mention the date. Then this is called mailing notation. That means it's a confidential, that's why you are mentioning it. And after that, we can see this is the attention line. That means the person to whom directly you need to send this letter. And this is the subject line. You can also mention the reference of any previous mail in the subject line, or you can also mention the main theme of the letter in the subject line. And if your letter needs 2 pages, then in the second page you can also mention the heading again. Then you can write the other parts of the letter. Then this is the complimentary clause with the title of the sender with signature. And there are some other parts we can see. Reference initial. If you have used any short words, then you can tell those words here. And we can see the enclosure notation. That means with this letter, what items you have included, you need to mention it here in the enclosures. And in the copy notation, you will mention the other person to whom you also interested to send this same letter to other person. And mailing notation, here we can see there is a special delivery or airmail or anything else. And in the postscript, you will mention any important thoughts that have been missed in the main paragraph or main body of the letter. So these are the parts of a business letter. We can see there are some indication of blank line. It means that whenever you will start one part after another, then you can give some space line or blank line. These are the indication. Now we can see various types of business letters. The first one is sales letter. In a sales letter, we can introduce a service or a product to a client or customer. Generally, it includes description of a product or service as well as the cost, and we also invite call to action. After that, we can see circular letters. In a circular letters, we convey any message to the customers about the sale or any news or any important information. Suppose you are going to launch a new product, in that case you can circular a letter. After that, we can see inquiry letter. In an inquiry letter, we generally inquire any information to know something about any product or any information about a company. After that, we can see quotation letter. Quotation letter is written in response to the inquiry letter. It may include the details about any price of a specific goods selected or terms of payment or conditions of delivery, etc. Next one is order letters. That type of letter is used to place orders. Generally, in order letters, we can mention the invoice or receipt number, product details, quantity of the order, sales tax and other purchase related details information. After that we can see complaint letter. In a complaint letter we show or we convey any dismay if we are dissatisfied with any issue. Suppose if you get any wrong product or if you are dissatisfied with the deficiency of service, in that case you can write a complaint letter. And in complaint letters you can mention the step to rectify the problem or expected compensation. After that we can see adjustment letter. That type of letter is used when you are responding to the claim, and in that case if you are going to favor the customer, then you will mention the remedy or compensation, or if you're not interested go to favor the customer, your tone should be natural so that the customer don't get angry. The next one we can see payment request letter. Payment request letter is written to remind the payer to pay up to the amount due to the pay. The next one is collection letter. It is also similar to the payment request letter, but in collection letter we can send various types of collection reminder: first collection reminder, second collection reminder, third collection reminder, final reminder. That means in collection letter you are going to request action from a non-paying customer to collect payment on time. After that we can see follow-up letters. Follow-up letters act as a reminder following up the further with the discussion. After that we can see confirmation letter. Whenever there is a discussion or mutual agreement between two parties and that discussion leads to an understanding or mutual agreement, that agreement is quoted in a confirmation letter. Next one we can see the settlement letter. In a settlement letter the loan receiver write this type of settlement letter. In that case the debtor acknowledges the unpaid account as being true and the debtor is willing to pay the pending debt. Then we can see apology letter. In apology letter we show sincere regret for any mistake done in previous incident. After that we can see appreciation letter. That type of letter is written by the upper level management, and that appreciation letter is sent to the junior management in order to congratulate them on a job well done or in order to motivate them. After that we can see acknowledgment letter. Acknowledgement letter is written when you acknowledge or recognize any receipt of any material or letter or any item. After that we can see cover letter, acceptance letter, refusal letter, letter of recommendation, job offer letter. These are the letters which are used in employment communication. In cover letter the interested candidate for a job write the job application, and in the acceptance letter there is a positive feedback from the employer, and in the refusal letter there is a negative feedback from the employer, and in a recommendation letter we show the assurance about the background and profile of the job seeker, and in a job offer letter we declare the official employment where we include the information like job description, job title, requested start date, salary, benefits and acceptance timeline. Thank you.